These are the little but common faces flocking the streets of Kampala. You find them at every corner: road junctions, the marketplaces, bus stages, and even in the suburbs. Every day, as early as 7 a.m. till after midnight, these children are strategically deployed on the streets by their guardians to beg for a living. Come rain or sunshine, these children must stay, but with their palms stretched out for everyone to drop a coin. Children as young as 3 years, teenagers, and even adults are all on the streets begging. Most of them are in tatters, hungry and dirty. Often their mothers have to carry them on their backs, chasing after cars for a coin. This is their daily livelihood. Government and activists have tried to help with the little achievement. Some organizations dealing with street children are often accused of making profit of them. Agnes Nakiru is a Karimojong mother of 3, and her survival has been on the streets of Kampala.
I pick all the food from garbage skips to feed my children. For me, I don't go to the streets to beg. If government can help build schools, we can take our children to school. Most people left Karamoja because of hunger. Here we cannot get work because we are despised, so we have to beg in order to survive.
In Karamoja, conditions are not favorable. People die all the time. That's why we are here. I have 2 children, but I am a widow. I turned to Kampala for a livelihood. This pregnancy I got from a man as I was begging. He raped me. I even don't know him.
This situation is not unique to Nakiru alone. Many Ugandans are jamming Kampala on a daily basis to find work, but many of them lack an education and work experience.
This is why you notice that many of those on the street are actually female, and as opposed to male, because many of the women are left destitute with nothing, and as I said, the street then becomes an option.
Research shows that 12,000 children live on the streets of Uganda. 2.7 million of them are engaged in child labor.
That you reap what you sow. Over 8,000 cases of defilement, and these children don't even get justice. You have 2.7 million children engaged in child labor. These children on the street are young, many of them, but they are going to grow on the street under very rough conditions. What is happening to them? They are being beaten, girls are being raped consistently, and you can imagine what it does to their minds. They are going to grow up with no value for human life because nobody valued them when they were young. So are you going to be surprised in the next 10 years when the crime levels in Kampala are competing with crime levels in cities like Nairobi or South Africa? No.
Sagal Paul is a 14-year-old orphan from Karamoja. He was forced to abandon school years back due to cattle rustling. I studied up to primary 3. When my father died, I couldn't continue with school. Now I'm here looking for a livelihood. God helped us when President Museveni disarmed Karamoja, but there are still more guns among the people. They still keep the guns and bring them out only at night. We can't sleep. For me, I decided to leave my family for Kampala to look for a livelihood. The factors and impact of street children and families are many. Addressing them is a challenge that Ugandans and government are still grappling with. Observers, however, point a finger at cohabiting as a major trigger to street and abandoned children, and must be addressed now.
No marriage should be called a marriage, even in the rural areas, unless it is registered. Government can play that part. But then the social breakdown, again, government has to play that part by having a strong department to take care of the already born children but have no homes. Due to the factors I've mentioned, the war and the laissez-faire and the carelessness of parents and the defilement, many children have been born out of defilement. That's why many young girls are committing infanticide.
These celebrations come amid a growing concern about Ugandan's future, given the hundreds of thousands of children increasing on the streets. Ahabyona Francisco, UBC, Kampala.